live. We are here after the men's 30-man Royal Rumble and the Immersed Awards ceremony, in which we saw co-MVPs be awarded to Tank Todic and Keegan Cormack. Todd Luton ended up winning the Diamond Ring Royal Rumble match. And after that match, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Royal Court. The Royal Warriors are in the ring. The King, Ron the King, is with Poseidon and Rod the Great, as well as the Executioner, Adik the Destroyer. They're all in the middle of the ring, and we see a man who is masked, who is in the middle of the ring and his knees chained up together, and it's revealed it is Joker T. Joker T is in the middle of the ring, and then that is where's Joker T? Where's Joker T? Where's Joker T? Joker T has a new look. Doesn't look like himself. You see the makeup smeared around him. He's got a tear in his eye. And that is when Rod the Great takes the mic. He's looking at the crowd. And he goes on to say, Ken Van Perry was in the hospital this week. The doctors took care of him, making sure he was back into reality to meet his inevitable judgment. This piece of shit was not even aware of what he was, what he did, everything that this man has done in the past 4 years wrestling was around. Everything that this man did was told to him, and he now understands everything that he did. He understands why he is here today, ladies and gentlemen. An explanation is no longer needed. We all know what he's done. He's killed people. He's taken over shows. He's been wrestling's biggest villain. With that, what do we sentence him? What sentence do we give the man who's done the most damning things in this company? I think there's only one sentence to give him. But, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know from you, this man formerly known as Joker T, after all the counts of killing about 8 men in the ring, poisoning half the roster in a WrestleMania main event, taking over whole shows, putting fans' lives on the line, this man must be sentenced. And I need to know from you guys, what sentence will that be? Should he get the most severe punishment? The crowd goes absolutely crazy as they want to see the end of Joker T. Ron the King has the mic at hand. He's like, well, that leaves me no choice. Joker T, Ken Van Perry, I sentence you to death by beheading. Adik, get ready. Any last words, Ken Van Perry? And Joker T has the mic at hand. He gets the chains off his hands, and he looks to be at peace. He looks calm. Joker T goes on to say, I have lived a full life. I am not afraid to die. I am not asking for pity. I am not asking for my life. I'm not fighting. I accept my judgments. But allow me one thing, and that is to let me tell the fans something. And Rod, the king, he acknowledges that he has the floor as he goes to Audic preparing for the beheadedment. Joker T goes on to say, one day I had the world in my hands. It was when I was Tim Tom Ted Tiger. When you loved me, when I was your guy, your hero, your favorite, and I was your champion. And I should have been satisfied right then and there, and I should have understood this was the peak. There was no further left to go. It was never anointed to me, but I knew I was the people's champion. But when I lost the original ECW, yes, ECW world title, to Bolek in the most humiliating way possible, and he became number one, my spirit was crushed, and I became selfish. I needed an edge to get me back on top, and I did not want to be left behind, and I only had my eyes on the top, and I was willing to do anything I can to get there. Then, when I lost at Wrestlation 3, when I lost the main event, and I got pinned by Harry Himothy, I never offered an explanation for my loss. When I came out here and I told you Ken Van Perry will not be here for a while, I meant it. Ken Van Perry was not here. I don't know what happened to me. I just did everything I could to be not lost again. So, with that being said, Ken Van Perry is here today, and he's finally back, but Ken Van Perry has been dead a long time. I don't know what got into me. I was obsessed. I could not think of any more ideas to get to where I wanted to go. I sold my soul to get everything I wanted. I don't remember how I got to that spot, who I talked to, but I know being here right now, I could feel it in me. I sold my soul to take over wrestling completely. And was it worth it? Absolutely not. I would do anything to be your champion, the people's champion again, but there's no going back, and I understand that. I take responsibility for everything I did, everything. Knowing I did what I did as Joker T, seeing the footage, looking back at it, I was not there, ladies and gentlemen. I deserve the absolute worst because I know that was me. So, Ron, show me no mercy. Show me no remorse. Just end it already. Kill me. My time in this universe is over. Just take my life already. And he drops the mic. Ron the King picks up the mic and he says, Ken Van Perry, you pitiful man, shame on you. You are evil to the fullest degree. I know what you are. You deserve to go to hell. You don't deserve any sympathy from anybody. And we just hear Ken Van Perry say, sympathy's not something I want, Ron. End me once and for all. You deserve hell. Audic, send him there. And with that, Without further ado, Joker T is in place to get beheaded. Adik the Destroyer is ready. Ron looks at him, nods his head to send it to him. Ken Van Perry looks at Peace, and he looks like he's ready to go. Adik takes the hammer, cocks it back. No, stop right there. You stop right there, Adik. As the king, I have the right to say the judgment, to give the judgment to this man, this filthy man. I am the king. I don't give a damn what these people think. Ken Van Perry, Joker T, you don't deserve to die. You deserve to suffer. I see you are at peace with dying because you cannot live with what you did. So with that being said, you don't deserve to die peacefully, you coward. You deserve pure and unbridled pain. You will suffer and keep suffering, and I will make sure of it. The owner, Steel Armstrong, officially acknowledged that you are not a wrestler in this company. You are all mine. You belong to me. You are my slave. So I could do what I want with you any way I please. You will continue to live, Joker. Because I want you to suffer and live with the pain inside you. Know that you killed people. You took over the company. You put everybody's lives in danger. I want that information to rot in you and eat you alive until your body turns lifeless. Not being able to handle the angst within you. You are not known as Ken Van Perry anymore. You are not known as Joker T. You are now Dead Man Perry. You are no longer a wrestler. You are just my puppet. You will do my dirty work. You will completely be my bitch. And I will make sure you live on with agony and shame, and every single day you live for the rest of your life until you drop dead. And he spits right onto the face of Ken Van Perry. Ken Van Perry's pissed off, but then he gets body slammed and he gets jumped on by Rod the Great and Poseidon. And Ron looks at the crowd and he says, I am the king. I have my first very slave, and if anybody has anything to say against me and my crew, I will let you know there's a lot more room for more slaves right by me. And he drops the mic, and the lifeless body of Ken Van Perry, after being knocked out. No, it's Dead Man Perry now. It's Dead Man Perry, ladies and gentlemen. His lifeless body is being dragged out by Adik and everybody else in the Royal Warriors, and that is the end of that segment. We saw the judgment of Dead Man Perry get passed on to him. He is now the slave of Ron the King.
Damn. Last person with the name Dead Man. Dead Man Per. Period. Bob, my mean man, Perry. Rod said 1 hour is done. Perfect. Right?
Yeah, that works. And with that, Dead Man Perry is now a slave for the Royal Warriors and Ron the King. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we move on from the royal courts to find out who will be the number one contender for the Giant Championship match. We are officially on the new year after Wrestlation 5, where Keegan Cormack came out on top, beating Tank Tadic for the world title after Tank Tadic won his main event at Wrestlation 5. And we see they were both awarded the MVP award, being co-MVPs, but we saw the pipe bomb that Keegan Cormack dropped. Tank Tadic was left smiling and happy, but it is made official, ladies and gentlemen. The new GM that we have in this company. Metal, do you remember his name?
Fuck. Oh. No, I don't. Harold, no.
Samuel Edmund, the GM. he went up to Keegan Cormack. He went up to Keegan Cormack and he said, hey, don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. You already fucking with me, man. I just became the GM and now you're fucking with me. With that being said, the next pay-per-view, Keegan Cormack, you're defending that belt against the other MVP, Tank Tadic. And then we see the GM Samuel Edmund go away from Keegan Cormack, and Keegan Cormack is staring so deeply at the camera, upset at the fact he has to defend his world title against Tank Tadic once again. Then, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is a number one contenders match for the Giant Championship, in which currently holds is the man that they call Ogre. We saw Ogre winning the love of Urga Helga at Wrestlation 5. It was a beautiful moment, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't seen it, please watch back, because that took the heart of everybody's heart who are watching. And Ogre is looking to see who will be the first number one contender for the Giant Championship between Jacques Lemaire, Terry Watkins, Utu Masi, and the Womanizer. And right before the match starts, all the competitors are in the ring except for Terry Watkins. Terry Watkins comes out and he has something to say.
I need a fucking mic.
Hey, don't steal my fucking words from me. Listen up, ladies and gentlemen. I came over here out at Wrestlation 5, and I told you I was gonna drop a nuke on all your dumbasses.
You suck.
And my mic was cut short. I only have one man to blame. The man who's done the conspiracy against me since the start. It is the owner. The owner thinks he has the edge over me. I know what you've been doing, Steel Armstrong. You've been trying to put me down because you're not trying to go to Australia. You're trying to put me down because I am not championship worthy in your eyes. Well, I don't give a damn what you think because you have a joker being world champion, winning all these titles. But me, Terry Watkins, gets held down every single time I move up. I am sick of it. So after I beat these bums in the ring right now, Jacques Lemaire. What are you, a jackhammer, you dumbass? Utu Masi, are you a Samoan or are you just fat? And the Womanizer, I saw your lady get away from you against Ogre. I'm gonna take you down and personally take you out to find you someone new. But you're too old and no woman wants you except for an old woman. So you ain't nothing. Terry Watkins is coming out on top. And he drops the mic. Who's going to come out on top and be number one contender for the Giant Championship, in which Ogre has? It is Jacques Lemaire wins the number one contendership for the Giant Championship.
His big ass.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now we will find out the number one contender for the light heavyweight title in which Koroshi Kobura currently holds. Who's gonna come out on top between Ahanu, Tetsuo Kabayashi, Striko Farhudin, Other Front, Killer Cade, and Blackhawk? Who's it gonna be? It is Killer Cade, formerly known as Ranger Robin Jr., gets his breakthrough as he will take on Koroshi Kobura. For the light heavyweight title. Then up next, ladies and gentlemen, it is a number one contenders match for the multinational championship in which Platin currently holds. He won it at Wrestlation, and he will take on one of Ooga Booga, Rod the Great, and Miguel Santana. Who's going to come out on top and be number one contender for Platin's multinational? It is Miguel Santana. And after the match, as Miguel is sitting there celebrating, we just see Axel at the top of the ramp looking at him and just walking away. Miguel Santana just looking weary, but he still celebrates his win at the end. Then we have another number one contenders match for the multinational championship. It is Irvin Lawrence going head to head against Fernando Sosa and No Mercy Noah Percy, who's going to come out on top and be number one contender for the multinational. It is Irvin Lawrence. Irvin Lawrence gets the mic and he has something to say.
Oh, man.
Hey, after Wrestlation, man, I was just a boy growing up in South Side of Chicago. I made it. I made it. I made it all the way to the top of the mountain. I know I did it. Mama, I love you. You did it for me. But I could not stay up there. I got pinned. And that is a damn shame for everybody else moving forward because Irvin Lawrence is coming in and taking everybody's ass down. Irvin Lawrence is going to win the multinational championship. And when Irvin Lawrence does that, no one's going to take it from him. No, sir. Miguel, Platin, your ass is all mine. And when I win that belt, Keegan or Tank Tadic, I'm coming for one of you because y'all asses are mine too. I'm getting that world heavyweight title, and no one can do a damn thing about it. Oh, I'm angry. Oh, I'm mad. And you don't want to see Big Irvin Lawrence mad. And he drops the mic and just walks out. Then,
Pulls his
ladies and
shit.
gentlemen, Harry Himothy is defending his Evolution title to end the grand opening for Season 2 of Immersed Universe of Wrestling. Harry Himothy will go head-to-head against two mystery men for his Evolution title after successfully defending it at Wrestlation. Can he come out on top? We'll find out next.
Do we wait here?